You know, it's a real shame how many folks out there have bought into this idea that hitting 80 means you've got to wave goodbye to your strength, your spark, or that special closeness with someone you love. That notion, it's just plain wrong. The real tragedy isn't the years adding up. It's how many genuinely good men have been led to believe that slowing down is just part of the package, that feeling worn out is inevitable, that a cold bed and an aching body are simply the price of getting older. But what if I told you the key to unlocking your energy, your confidence, and yes, even that vital spark in the bedroom might be sitting right there in your kitchen cabinet? Believe it or not, just one simple teaspoon of a ginger mixture is already making waves, transforming the lives of men well into their 60s, 70s, and even their 80s. My name is Dr. John Garret, and for over 3 decades, I have dedicated my life as a men's health specialist, walking alongside older gentlemen as they navigate some of the most personal, often silent struggles of their later years. And in all those years, one truth has become crystal clear, that decline in vitality people accept as fate. It's not set in stone. It can actually be turned around, but only if you truly understand what your body is telling you. Now, here's the fascinating part. The most potent solution I've discovered doesn't come with a prescription pad or in a little orange bottle. It comes from 3 remarkably ordinary, natural ingredients: ginger, lemon, and honey, combined in just the right way to kickstart blood flow, energize your whole system, and restore function exactly where it matters most to you. In the next little while, I'll guide you step by step through exactly how this ginger blend works its magic, why it's so incredibly effective for boosting both circulation and stamina, and precisely how to prepare and use it every single day. And if you stick with me until the very end, I'll even reveal the single biggest mistake most men unknowingly make, a mistake that can completely block all the wonderful benefits, without them even realizing what they're doing wrong. Before we get into the heart of it, if you're genuinely serious about reclaiming your energy, revitalizing your circulation, and rebuilding your confidence as the years go by, I'd really encourage you to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. That way, you won't miss another single tip crafted specifically for men navigating life beyond 60. And hey, if this message strikes a chord with you, feels like it's speaking your truth, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments below. If it doesn't quite resonate just yet, that's okay too. Type a 0 and tell me how I can better support you on your personal journey toward lasting vitality. Alright, now that you're here with me, let's start with the one critical thing most men completely overlook, but absolutely shouldn't: blood flow. Because the plain truth is, once you cross that threshold of 60, your circulation naturally begins to slow down. And when that happens, well, it's like dominoes falling. Every single part of your health takes a hit. From dragging yourself through the day feeling perpetually drained, to struggling with performance and confidence in those intimate moments at night. So, before we even slice the first piece of ginger, it's absolutely vital you grasp why improving blood flow is the very first and utterly critical step to getting your strength, stamina, and overall vitality back, no matter what age it says on your driver's license. When I sit across from men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, good men, proud men who've lived full lives, I often see this quiet, unspoken worry flickering behind their eyes. It's not just about fearing the loss of physical strength or endurance. It's deeper. They're scared they're losing an essential part of themselves, the core of who they are. I hear phrases like, "Doc, I just don't feel like me anymore," or, "I used to jump out of bed ready to conquer the world, but now I'm exhausted before I've even finished breakfast." And so often, they resign themselves, thinking this fading is just an unavoidable part of growing old. But what I tell them, and what I'm telling you right now, is this: while age inevitably changes the body, it absolutely does not have to steal your vibrancy, your spark, your vitality. The real core issue for most guys isn't just low energy or a lack of drive in isolation. It's fundamentally poor blood flow. Think about it. Blood is life itself. It's the river that carries oxygen, essential nutrients, vital hormones, and pure fuel to every single organ, every muscle, every tissue in your body. including those profoundly important areas responsible for intimacy and deep-seated confidence. As you get older, though, your blood vessels naturally become a bit less flexible, a little stiffer. Your circulation slows down, and without you even noticing it happening, you might start feeling colder in your hands and feet, weaker overall, more tired than you think you should be, and less responsive in ways that feel incredibly frustrating, maybe even a little embarrassing. It's easy, so easy, to just shrug and chalk it all up to aging. But I want you to see it differently. I want you to see these signals as messages from your body, gentle nudges, a clear sign that it's time to start taking better, more intentional care of the very engine that powers everything you are and do. Because the moment you genuinely start improving circulation, something truly remarkable begins to unfold. Men report feeling genuinely more awake and alert in the mornings, noticing a real return of that natural drive, even spontaneous desire. They walk with a renewed sense of purpose, a spring in their step that had faded. Their skin often looks healthier, more vibrant. Their thinking becomes sharper, clearer, and crucially, they start reclaiming that deep-seated confidence they feared was lost forever. It's honestly like watching someone come back to life, step by steady step. And here's the best part, the part that surprises so many. Improving blood flow doesn't demand brutal workouts or expensive, potentially side-effect-laden medications. In fact, some of the most powerful circulation boosters known to us are completely natural, rooted in humble plants, simple minerals, and time-tested remedies our ancestors relied on long before modern medicine filled the shelves. That's precisely where ginger comes powerfully into the picture. Ginger isn't just some forgotten spice languishing in the back of your kitchen cupboard. It's a genuine powerhouse, a circulation-activating, inflammation-reducing, energy-awakening marvel that can comprehensively support your body from the inside out. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, ginger alone, powerful as it is, often isn't quite enough to unlock its full potential. It's what you thoughtfully combine it with, and crucially, how you prepare it, that truly determines whether your body can actually absorb and utilize its incredible gifts fully. Coming up next, I'm going to walk you carefully through what makes this specific ginger blend uniquely effective, and why just one simple teaspoon a day might very well be the game changer you've been quietly hoping for. This part is key, so don't miss it. I still remember vividly the first time a patient came back to my office after trying the ginger mix I'd suggested. He was 76, a quiet man, understandably skeptical at first. Honestly, he didn't expect much. Maybe a tiny bump in energy, perhaps a little extra warmth in his extremities. But what he told me just a few weeks later has stayed with me ever since. "Doc," he said, his voice filled with a kind of quiet wonder, "I feel like something inside me just switched back on. I'm sleeping soundly through the night. I'm waking up actually feeling stronger. And you know what? My wife noticed the difference before I even did." That was the moment I knew deep in my bones that ginger wasn't just mildly helpful. It was genuinely transformative for men navigating these later chapters. Ginger has been revered in traditional medicine systems across the globe for literally thousands of years. Yet most folks today just see it as a cooking ingredient, maybe something for a stir-fry or to soothe a sore throat. They completely miss the fact that it's one of nature's most potent allies, especially for men over 60. The secret lies in a potent bioactive compound called gingerol. Science shows us that gingerol actively stimulates circulation, helps open up blood vessels, and crucially, reduces the kind of low-grade chronic internal inflammation that slowly, insidiously robs you of energy, mobility, and yes, intimate vitality. Ginger doesn't just mask these problems like some temporary fix. It fundamentally supports your body's innate ability to restore its own natural balance. When circulation genuinely improves, blood begins flowing more freely, more robustly, to your muscles, your brain, your skin, and absolutely to those most personal, sensitive areas. That's when you start noticing the real, tangible difference. You feel warmer, more consistently alert. You're not getting winded as easily, and your physical responses feel sharper, more instinctive, more like your old self. And perhaps the most beautiful aspect is how gently ginger works. It doesn't slam into your system like a jolt of caffeine or some harsh synthetic stimulant. Instead, it builds you up steadily, day by patient day, like the slow, sure, glorious return of spring after a long, hard winter. What's also truly fascinating is that ginger offers benefits reaching far beyond just blood flow. It actively supports healthy digestion, eases those familiar niggles of joint discomfort, helps balance blood sugar levels, and can even clear away that frustrating mental fog so many older men quietly battle. It's no wonder at all that ancient healers often referred to it reverently as a man's root. And today, well, we have the solid weight of modern science backing up these age-old observations. Studies confirm that regular, consistent ginger intake can significantly boost nitric oxide production. Now, nitric oxide isn't just some obscure molecule, it's absolutely essential for achieving and importantly maintaining firmness during intimacy. When nitric oxide levels dip, performance inevitably suffers, but when those levels rise, lifted by ginger's power, so does your confidence naturally and profoundly. Still, as remarkable as ginger is, it's only one crucial piece of a larger, more complex puzzle. Used completely alone, it certainly delivers worthwhile benefits. But when you intelligently combine it with a few other key synergistic ingredients, it transforms into something far more potent, far more effective. The synergy created when ginger is properly mixed with lemon, honey, and one surprisingly overlooked ingredient, raisins, unleashes effects that powerfully surpass what any single one of them could achieve working solo. And in the very next section, I'll show you exactly what those ingredients are, and crucially, how they work together in harmony to give you lasting natural strength precisely where you need it most. Keep watching now, because this is where things get genuinely exciting. Over my many years in practice, I've personally tested countless combinations of herbs, teas, and natural remedies with my older patients. Some offered a little help, a modest improvement. Others, frankly, delivered no noticeable change at all. But this particular formula, this wonderfully simple ginger mix, stands out as one of the rare few that consistently surprises even me with its sheer effectiveness. What I absolutely love most about it, besides the results, is its beautiful simplicity. No pills to swallow, no fancy equipment needed, no obscure, hard-to-find ingredients requiring a scavenger hunt. Just 5 straightforward things, all natural, all affordable, and chances are, most of them are already sitting right there in your kitchen this very minute. Here's your straightforward list. Fresh ginger root, the star of course. 1 ordinary lemon, raw honey, the real unprocessed kind, simple raisins, and clean water. That's genuinely it. But please, don't let that beautiful simplicity fool you for a second. Every single one of these humble ingredients serves a very specific vital purpose, and together, blended just right, they form a powerful natural synergy that actively supports robust blood flow, sustained energy, and a noticeably improved mood, especially crucial for men navigating life beyond 60. This isn't just some feel-good tea for a cozy evening. It's a practical daily tool specifically designed to help restore your body's innate vitality from the inside out. The ginger is naturally the undisputed star of the show. It powerfully stimulates circulation, gently eases inflammation, and actively promotes overall blood vessel health. But even a star needs a strong supporting cast to truly shine. Without the right companions, its benefits can fall frustratingly short. That's precisely where the humble lemon comes decisively into play, both its tangy juice and, critically, its fragrant zest. That zest, which most people thoughtlessly discard, is packed with potent essential oils that give your metabolism a gentle nudge and significantly enhance your body's absorption of all the good stuff in the ginger. The juice itself delivers a solid dose of vitamin C, acting like an internal cleanser while helping combat oxidative stress, that silent accelerator of aging we often overlook. Together, the zest and juice brighten the flavor profile wonderfully and significantly amplify the overall impact of the entire blend. Now, raw honey, this isn't just there to sweeten the pot. It brings its own valuable gifts, natural enzymes, beneficial antioxidants, and gentle sugars that provide balanced, steady fuel for your body, without causing those unpleasant energy spikes and crashes. For many older men, especially those navigating blood sugar swings or persistent low energy, honey offers a smooth, reliable lift. It also beautifully mellows the sharper, more pungent notes of the lemon and ginger, transforming the mix from merely beneficial into something you'll genuinely enjoy sipping. And now, let me introduce you to the most surprising, most overlooked player, raisins. Yes, ordinary raisins. When simmered gently in the water, they release a lovely, soft, syrup-like sweetness infused with iron, potassium, and beneficial plant compounds that actively nourish the blood. This is absolutely critical for older men, particularly those dealing with fatigue, persistently cold hands and feet, or frustratingly low endurance. Raisins add a pleasant body to the drink itself, and metaphorically speaking, add vital body to your circulation. What's truly beautiful about this specific blend is that it wasn't concocted in some sterile lab. It emerged organically from decades of experience, careful observation, and truly listening to what aging men deeply need to feel strong and vital again. Now that you understand the unique role each component plays, it's time to roll up your sleeves because, in the next part, I'll guide you meticulously, step by step, through how to bring these ingredients together into the most potent daily drink I know for men over 60. Trust me, you won't want to skip a single detail. There's something deeply personal, almost sacred, about preparing a health-giving remedy with your own two hands. Especially when you know deep down that it's going to actively serve your health, your energy levels, and even your connection with the person you love. Many of the men I've guided through this have shared that making this mix became more than just another chore. It evolved into a meaningful moment of intention, a quiet way of reclaiming control over something precious they feared was slipping away. And I genuinely want you to experience that same quiet sense of personal power. Begin with fresh ginger, roughly the size of your thumb or a small handful, about 50 grams. Give it a good wash under cool running water. As you gently peel it using the edge of a spoon or a small knife, take a moment to inhale that sharp, invigorating, earthy aroma rising up. That distinctive scent. That's gingerol, the active magic being released. Now slice the peeled ginger into thin rounds, aiming for about the thickness of a coin. Remember, the thinner the slice, the more flavor and beneficial nutrients you'll coax out into your brew. Next, grab a fresh, vibrant lemon. Rinse it well, then gently grate just the bright yellow outer peel to collect the precious zest. You'll want about a packed tablespoon. That zest is brimming with essential oils that gently stimulate digestion, boost metabolism, and can even lift your mood. Now, cut the lemon in half and squeeze out roughly 25 ml, that's just under 2 tablespoons, of fresh juice. Give it a quick strain to remove any pesky seeds or pulp. The dynamic combination of zest and juice brings both a delightful brightness and underlying strength to your tonic. Now, measure out 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Place it in a small bowl along with your sliced ginger and the fragrant lemon zest. Stir them together slowly, deliberately. As the honey softens and blends with the ginger and zest, you'll notice the fragrance deepening into something wonderfully warm, sharp, and enticingly sweet. This sticky, aromatic paste is the very heart of your flavor and energy base. Set this bowl aside for a moment while you prepare the next foundational step. In a small saucepan, pour in 350 milliliters of clean water and add 100 grams of raisins. Bring this mixture to a gentle boil over medium heat. You'll see the raisins begin to plump up and soften, releasing their natural sweetness and valuable nutrients into the water. Let this simmer gently for about 5 minutes. Then, carefully strain the mixture through a fine mesh sieve, collecting the beautifully golden, slightly thickened raisin-infused liquid in another container. This liquid is your nourishing foundation. Pour that precious liquid back into your saucepan and gently add the ginger honey lemon paste you set aside earlier. Stir it in over low heat, just enough to dissolve and blend everything harmoniously. Crucially, do not let it boil. Excessive heat can actually break down ginger's precious active compounds. Let it infuse gently for just 2 to 3 minutes. Then cover the pan, and let it rest undisturbed for another 5 minutes. What you've just created is far more than just a drink. It's a tonic, a personal ritual, a daily promise you make to yourself. But knowing how to make it is truly only the beginning, because how and when you use this mix can unlock an entirely different level of results. And that's precisely what we're going to dive into next. Get ready, because this is where the real, tangible transformation truly begins. Now that you've taken the time and care to prepare this potent ginger mix, let's talk practically about how to actually use it to harvest the results you deserve. Because as simple as sipping a drink seems, timing and, above all, consistency are absolutely everything. I've seen men take this tonic once, maybe feel a pleasant warmth, and then forget about it. But the ones who weave it into the fabric of their daily routine, those are the men who walk back into my office with noticeably brighter eyes, stronger voices, and stories that invariably start with, "You're not going to believe this, Doc." So here's how to do it right. Aim for one warm cup every single day. Not every other day, not just when you remember it on the weekends, every single day. The best time? Well, that depends a bit on your lifestyle and needs, but I generally recommend either first thing in the morning or in the early evening. If you choose the morning, you'll likely experience feeling more alert, more mentally focused, and more genuinely alive as your day unfolds. If you opt for the early evening, perhaps an hour or so before dinner, it can serve as a wonderfully calming, warming prelude to deeper, more restorative sleep, or even pave the way for a deeper connection with yourself or your partner. Whichever slot you pick, sticking to it consistently is absolutely paramount. This isn't designed as a quick fix or an artificial energy jolt that fizzles out in a few hours. It's a builder, a sustainer. Think of it like carefully tending a fire. It takes a few initial sparks, steady fuel, and patient attention. But once it catches hold properly, the warmth spreads steadily, reaching your heart, your circulation, your energy reserves, and yes, profoundly impacting your bedroom confidence. With each day you faithfully drink it, that inner fire grows stronger and more reliable. What kind of changes can you realistically expect to feel? For many men, the initial shifts are subtle but deeply meaningful. Perhaps you wake up without that heavy mental fog clinging to you. Maybe you notice less stiffness in your knees or shoulders when you get out of bed. Or you simply feel more comfortable, more at home, in your own skin. And gradually over time you might catch yourself standing a little taller, laughing a bit more freely, and responding more naturally, more spontaneously to those sparks of affection that might have dimmed in recent years. That's not just coincidence or wishful thinking. That's your body saying a heartfelt thank you for the support. But here's the nuance many men miss. It's not only about drinking this mix. It's about allowing this simple act to become part of your rhythm, a tangible way you honor your body as it ages. When you embrace that mindset, you're not just tweaking your health, you're actively rewriting your personal story for these later chapters. Still, even the best, most well-intentioned rituals can be quietly undermined by simple, avoidable mistakes. And coming right up, I'll show you the most common pitfalls men stumble into when starting this journey, and crucially, how to sidestep them so you don't accidentally block your own hard-won progress. Trust me on this. Paying attention here could save you weeks, maybe months of needless frustration. There's a profound moment I've witnessed countless times with men who've been faithfully using the ginger mix for a few weeks. It's rarely dramatic or flashy. It's quiet, yet undeniably powerful. Maybe it's the simple realization that they're waking up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in months, maybe years. Maybe it's catching their reflection and seeing a flicker of familiar pride return to their gaze. Or perhaps, and this is the one I hear most often, it's noticing a certain look in their partner's eyes, a look they hadn't seen in what felt like forever, a spark that unmistakably says, "There you are, I see you again." Because let's speak frankly here, this journey is about so much more than just improved blood flow metrics. It's fundamentally about dignity. It's about feeling truly connected, deeply present, and vibrantly alive in your relationships and your own skin. I've spoken with so many men who silently carry the heavy burden of fading performance, not driven by ego, but by a profound longing for that lost sense of closeness. They miss the way their partner used to instinctively reach for them. They miss the quiet, unshakable confidence of knowing they could show up fully, not just physically, but emotionally present and engaged. And that is what this simple, natural mix often helps give back. One gentleman, voice thick with emotion, told me, "Doc, it's like we're laughing together again, really laughing. We're touching more, holding hands. It's like something inside us finally thawed." He wasn't just talking about blood circulating better. He was describing intimacy rekindled, trust rebuilt, and simple joy rediscovered. That level of transformation doesn't spring magically from a mug alone. It blossoms from the conscious decision to show up for yourself day after day with clear intention. The mix becomes a potent symbol of that commitment, not a miracle cure, but a daily message to your own body and to your partner that you still deeply care, that you're still fully invested in this life together, that you still profoundly matter. And here's the beautiful part. You don't necessarily need to explain any of this process. When you genuinely feel better inside, when your natural energy resurfaces, when you hold your head higher and take her hand with renewed presence and assurance, she feels that shift too. It subtly changes the dynamic between you. It opens up space for easy laughter, for comfortable closeness, and yes, even for a new kind of romance to blossom. A romance built not on urgency or pressure, but on deep understanding, mutual respect, and shared comfort. In that nourishing space, even the smallest, most ordinary gestures regain their meaning and sweetness. Now, I'd hate for you to lose any of that precious, hard-earned ground. That's exactly why we need to address the common traps, the little things that can quietly chip away at everything you're diligently rebuilding. Because even the most potent natural remedies can fall frustratingly flat if they're used incorrectly or undermined by other habits. Next, I'll walk you through the hidden mistakes most guys make when starting this path, and precisely how you can avoid them to keep the positive results steadily flowing. Stick with me here. This knowledge is where good intentions reliably turn into great, lasting outcomes. I've seen this scenario play out far too often. A man finally makes the important decision to actively take control of his health. He buys the fresh ginger, carefully slices the lemon, patiently simmers the raisins, and mixes everything together just like I outlined. And for the first few days, maybe even a week, he feels a difference. A welcome surge in energy, a noticeably clearer head, a little extra spring in his step. But then, nothing. The positive changes seem to stall. He calls me, understandably frustrated, saying, "Doc, I don't get it. I followed your instructions exactly." And that's usually when we start digging a little deeper, because more often than not, it's not what he's doing that's wrong, it's what he's accidentally overlooking. One of the biggest, most common missteps is boiling the ginger mixture too aggressively. High heat, unfortunately, degrades gingerol, the very active compound that makes ginger so uniquely effective. Gentle, low heat is absolutely the secret here, enough to coax out the goodness through infusion, not enough to destroy it. So if you find yourself rushing the process, cranking up the stove impatiently, or reheating leftovers on high, you could be inadvertently cancelling out the very benefits you're seeking. Another frequent oversight is skipping the precious lemon zest and reaching for bottled lemon juice instead of fresh. Sure, the bottled stuff is convenient, but it's tragically missing those potent essential oils found only in the zest. The very oils that actively support metabolism, significantly enhance nutrient absorption, and provide that subtle mood lift. If you're going to invest the time in this, please do it properly. Use a whole, fresh lemon. Your body will feel the difference and respond accordingly. Then there's the understandable temptation to treat the mix like an occasional magic potion, something you only reach for when you're feeling particularly low. Maybe you drink it twice a week, or only on days you feel utterly drained. But this mix isn't designed as an emergency rescue. It's meant to be a steady rhythm, a reliable cadence in your day. The most profound results emerge from unwavering consistency, from telling your body clearly and daily, "I'm still committed, I'm still investing in you. And finally, a mistake that's incredibly easy to overlook, neglecting the overall context of your daily habits. If you diligently drink the mix every morning, but then follow it up with heavily processed foods, chronic late nights, or regular heavy alcohol consumption, you're essentially putting the brakes on your own progress. The ginger mix is powerful, yes, but it works optimally when your broader lifestyle choices actively support its work, not work against it. This doesn't demand perfection, life happens, but it does call for mindful intention. It means consciously creating space, through your choices, for the mix to do its best work within you. The really encouraging news is that these common mistakes are generally quite easy to recognize and fix. A small adjustment here, a little more patience and care there, and suddenly, wonderfully, the positive results start flowing again. And once they regain their momentum, something truly incredible begins to unfold within you. Because now, you're not merely improving a physiological process like circulation, you're actively changing how you feel day to day, how you show up in your life and relationships, and fundamentally, how you experience the very process of aging. So, what should you realistically expect as you move forward, staying consistent day by day, cup by nourishing cup? Let me paint a picture of the journey, because the unfolding results often pleasantly surprise even the most skeptical men. Those first few days of faithfully using this ginger mix might feel quite subtle, almost whisper quiet. You might notice a gentle welcome warmth returning to your hands and feet that had felt perpetually chilly. Perhaps your mind feels just a fraction clearer when you wake up, the morning fog lifting a bit sooner, or maybe for the first time in longer than you care to admit, you actually finish your day and realize you still have some energy left in the tank, rather than being utterly drained. These small initial shifts are easy to dismiss, but please don't underestimate them. They're vital signals, your body's way of whispering, "I'm listening, I'm starting to respond." By the time you reach the end of that first week, something deeper often begins to stir. Countless men have shared variations of this with me. "Honestly, Doc, I didn't expect much at first, but now I'm finding I can walk further without feeling completely wiped out. Or I'm actually waking up before the alarm goes off, and get this, I feel ready to face the day." These aren't random flukes or wishful thinking. They're tangible signals of better, more efficient circulation, improved oxygen delivery to your tissues, and a healthier, more balanced metabolic rhythm kicking in. It means your body is becoming better at absorbing the nutrients you give it. Your blood is flowing with less resistance, and your cells are finally getting the consistent fuel they need to perform at their best. Around the 2 or 3 week mark, this mix often starts working its magic on a different, more personal level. Men frequently begin noticing quiet but significant improvements in their bedroom confidence. Not necessarily earth-shattering changes overnight, but meaningful shifts in responsiveness, a stronger sense of connection during intimate moments, less hesitation, and a more grounded feeling of presence. Often, intriguingly, it's their partners who notice these changes first. I've heard heartwarming stories, men grinning almost shyly as they recount their wives playfully asking, "What on earth has gotten into you lately?" And the beautiful truth is, it's not something that got into them. It's what they finally, consistently, gave their body the chance to do naturally. The longer you maintain this daily ritual, the more layers of benefit seem to gently unfold. Sharper, clearer thinking emerges. Moods feel more stable, less prone to swings. That familiar stiffness in joints like knees or shoulders often noticeably lessens. You might find yourself walking with a lighter, more purposeful step. And perhaps most importantly, a stronger, quieter sense of self-assurance begins to return. These changes don't typically happen all at once, in a dramatic rush, and they might manifest slightly differently for every man, but they do reliably happen when you patiently, faithfully stay the course. When you make that conscious choice, day after day, to show up for yourself, one warm, nourishing cup at a time. And here's another thing to hold on to. Just because this drink is gentle and natural doesn't mean it's weak. In fact, its true strength lies precisely in how gently yet persistently it works with your body's own wisdom, rather than forcing things or working against it. The absolute key here, the non-negotiable ingredient beyond the ginger and lemon: patience. Trust the steady process unfolding within you, and you'll likely be amazed at what your body is still capable of achieving, even well past 60, 70, or 80. But what if you're feeling that momentum build, and you're ready, even eager, to amplify the benefits? What if you could build upon this foundation and multiply the positive results? Coming right up, I'll share a few simple, powerful ways to boost the effects of this mix, giving your overall health and your burgeoning confidence an even greater, more noticeable lift. Stay tuned. This is where the path gets genuinely exciting. Once this ginger mix becomes a seamless, valued part of your daily rhythm, something subtle yet powerful often shifts inside you. You start realizing, perhaps for the first time in years, that you're not just passively getting older, you're actively growing stronger, more aware, more finely attuned to your body's signals and needs. That profound shift naturally opens the door to doing a little more, to layering on small, supportive habits that work synergistically to create even bigger results. Because once you've got that strong foundation firmly in place, the natural question becomes, what else can I easily, sustainably do to feel even better, even more vital? That's where these simple yet powerful boosters come meaningfully into play. Let's start with cinnamon. Just a small pinch stirred into your warm ginger mix can offer wonderful additional support. Cinnamon is known to help regulate blood sugar levels more effectively and further reduce underlying inflammation. It also actively supports healthy circulation and gives your metabolism a gentle nudge, making it a perfect complement to what the ginger is already doing for you. Many men also tell me that adding cinnamon gives the drink a richer, more comforting, almost spiced flavor profile, something they genuinely start to look forward to. Another incredibly underrated yet potent booster is a simple, short walk. It doesn't need to be a marathon or even break a sweat. Just a gentle 10 to 15-minute stroll shortly after drinking your mix helps actively activate the blood flow you've just stimulated, aids significantly in digestion, and essentially signals to your body, okay, we're fueled up, now let's gently put this energy to use. Think of it like turning the ignition key after topping up the tank. Walking also has a remarkably positive impact on mental clarity and overall mood, two areas that often see beautiful improvement right alongside your physical vitality and performance. Then there's the power of conscious breath work. I know it might sound almost too simple, perhaps even a little strange at first, but taking just 5 slow, deep, deliberate breaths, either before you sip your mix or right afterwards, can significantly boost oxygen uptake and gently calm your nervous system. This enhanced oxygenation helps your body absorb the nutrients from the mix far more effectively, while the calming effect reduces stress, a known saboteur of hormones and sustainable energy levels. Breath is arguably one of the most powerful, yet most chronically underused tools available to men over 60, and it costs you absolutely nothing but a few mindful moments. And finally, please never underestimate the profound, foundational power of quality sleep. The ginger mix, especially taken in the evening, naturally supports relaxation, but if you consciously pair it with a calming, consistent bedtime routine, think minimizing screen time an hour before bed, perhaps a warm shower, soft lighting, you give your body an even deeper opportunity to restore, repair, and rebuild itself. Better, deeper sleep translates directly to a stronger immune system, faster recovery from daily wear and tear, and yes, noticeably better performance across every domain of your life. What I truly love about these boosters is that none of them demand radical life changes or ask you to become someone you're not. You're simply adding small, intelligent steps that naturally build upon and amplify the good work you're already doing daily with the ginger mix. It's your unique body, your personal path, and your well-earned progress. And now that you've seen what's tangibly possible, the only question that truly remains is, what's next for you? In this final part of our journey together today, I want to leave you with a message straight from the heart, because this whole conversation, it's about so much more than just circulation metrics or energy levels. It's fundamentally about reclaiming the strong, capable, vibrant man you know, deep down, you still are. Let's finish this strong together. If you've stayed with me this far, I want to pause and speak to you directly, not just as a doctor who studied the science, but as a man who's had the profound privilege of walking alongside thousands of others, navigating this same path later in life. You've listened intently, absorbed the details, maybe even started envisioning how these small daily shifts could unfold in your own life. And I need you to hear this deeply. Everything we've covered here isn't abstract theory or hopeful speculation. It's real, tangible, and it's actively working right now for men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Men who once genuinely felt their best, most vibrant years were irrevocably behind them. Yet, something as humble, as accessible as a simple ginger mix, prepared and used with clear intention, has handed them a powerful new beginning. We've talked candidly about why robust blood flow is the silent, vital engine underpinning your energy, your strength, and your deepest connections. We've looked at ginger with fresh eyes, not merely as a kitchen spice, but as a circulatory powerhouse nature itself has generously provided. You've learned how just 5 readily available, simple ingredients, ginger, lemon, honey, raisins, and water, can be thoughtfully combined into something more potent, more supportive, than many prescription medications lining pharmacy shelves. You've seen the unique role each component plays, how to prepare the mix with proper care to preserve its power, and how to use it faithfully every day to build unstoppable momentum rather than chasing fleeting miracles. But perhaps what matters most in the quiet truth of it all isn't actually what's swirling in the cup. It's what this simple daily ritual gives back to you. Your focus, your natural energy, your quiet confidence, your renewed ability to look at your partner and into the mirror with presence and genuine pride. That's the true heart of this journey. It's not about vainly turning back the clock. It's about consciously turning toward yourself again, day by steady day, cup by nourishing cup, reminding your body, your mind, and your spirit that you're far from finished. You still have immense strength to offer the world. You still have deep wells of love to give to those who matter. And yes, you absolutely still possess the inherent power to feel whole, vital, and profoundly alive within yourself. I've witnessed firsthand what unfolds when a man makes the deliberate choice to reclaim his health, not driven by ego, but by a deep-seated sense of dignity and self-respect. I've seen genuine joy rekindle within marriages, witnessed ease and grace return to once stiff gaits, heard the unmistakable spark reignite in voices that had grown quiet and resigned. It rarely happens overnight, in a single dramatic moment, but it unfailingly begins with something small, seemingly simple. A slice of fresh ginger, a moment of quiet care for yourself, a conscious daily choice to keep showing up for your own well-being. So, wherever you are right now, maybe sitting in your living room, standing in your kitchen, perhaps alone with your thoughts reflecting on this, I need you to truly hear this. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. The strong, capable, vibrant man you remember being is still very much alive within you. And with this mix, this simple daily ritual, and this empowering mindset, you absolutely can feel like your true self again, perhaps in some quiet, meaningful ways, even better than before. The path forward starts with a single, simple step. Your future self, stronger, more vibrant, more fully alive, is already thanking you for having the courage to take it.